everyone? I am Tacit and welcome to the Campaign 17, Week 8, Day 4. So today, of course, main focus will be on the Rune Priest class events. Overall, the class is okay. It is under the Barrier Brown Hero class, while also having Dispel, which is one of the main reasons it's ever used. The other main one being, obviously, this week when it has all the Dwarf synergies. Very good for both World Event and Underspire this week. But beyond that, doesn't really see much usage these days. 50% Mana Star Dwarf teams aren't really much of a thing in the current state of the game. Not like it used to be, like way back when. So for the most part, there just isn't really much to do with it a lot of times. Mostly only being used for its Barrier on Brown Dispel, if it ever is at all. But anyways, hello everyone. Hope all you guys have been doing well. Hello Tyrion. Hello Mark. Let's see. Are we getting the new Mythic tomorrow? Yes. Should be coming in about 6 hours. I think we actually see it in game right over here. Yep, there it is. Nope, that's not it. Never mind. Does it not show it? Well, it should be the same as Bounty Hunter timer, which is in 5 hours, 52 minutes. Is there not a pop-up thingy for the Mythic? There should be. Unless it's bugged because it's a leap year, it should be coming. Though I don't see why it wouldn't be, because we literally have a Legends Reborn event going on for it right now. Of course, we have Legends Reborn going on, and one of the paid pets that you get, this one specifically, is for the Mythic that's literally coming out tomorrow, the Takashaka. And we'll be going over that and doing a video on that soonish. But yeah, it comes out in about 6 hours. I'll probably stay up and record it as soon as it comes out as well. But I'm really looking forward to the Mythic. It's a lot of potential. It's actually, do we have the thingy for it? Let me go show it real quick. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yeah. This is the Mythic that we should be getting. Actually, let me double check if they updated that at all. Where's the return to main page? I'm looking for troops. Let's see, has it changed at all? I'm pretty sure it's still the same thing. Yep, looks like it. Not seeing any changes here, all the same. Let me click refresh just in case. Yep, looks completely unchanged, so it should be whatever this is. So, as far as the Takashaka, this thing is a Divine Naga. It's coming in tomorrow. It's a red, yellow, blue. It does about as much damage as Megavore does, but to 2 enemies, but it doesn't have the armor tier. It then creates a mix of 20 green and blue, which is very similar to Venoxia's 9/9, with the main difference being that it has a way higher mana cost, and it can concentrate more into one color than the other, which is actually a good thing, not a bad thing. So it's only doing 1 more of each, but the distribution of it can be spread. So it might do like 12 blue, 8 green, something similar, whereas Venoxia always does exactly evenly a 9/9. And aside from that, its most noteworthy thing, probably even more so than its ability, is the unique final trait it has. It creates a 3x wild card when its turn begins. Not 3 wild cards, but one singular 3x wild card with a 3 multiplier on it. This, of course, with multiple does stack, so, you know, you can have 2 of them, 3 of them. No need to have 4, but it would be funny. I probably will try to get 3 of them tomorrow just to see if it is worth doing. Like Tesla into 3 of it or something else. Because imagine, like, half your turns being able to get a full mana Tesla on turn 1 without even needing to cast Leprechaun or anything else. That's pretty interesting what you can end up using that for. Doing the same with like Diamantina, not Diamantina, well I guess Diamantina as well, but Stellaryx and stuff like that has a lot of potential, because I think that will actually be enough mana for it. Even though it seems like it has a really high mana cost. If you do like 2 of these, 50% mana start with a Stellaryx, I think that does get full mana a lot of times. 2, 3 times wild cards, even if it doesn't immediately get taken, you can of course go and what am I trying to find here? But if it doesn't immediately get taken, you could probably take it for like a 4 times or a 5 times. Get the full mana you need and kind of go from there. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We haven't really had a mechanic exactly like this before. This like high of a consistency of just naturally creating wild cards. So I'm not sure effectively how good that's going to be. But I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. We'll test it with 3. And yeah, we'll have a video going over it later. But it's the Mythic. And it's coming out in like 6 hours from now. Anyways, in other news, let's start doing things. Let's start doing things. Where should we even start? I want to start with class event now, I think. We'll just talk about Legends Reborn. I guess we'll start with Legends Reborn. It feels weird going through this whole storyline so quickly. Before they were like spread like 3 days apart. Now, 5 days down and you will have them all. Anyways, let's go do it. Obviously, we're not going to read through storyline. We're just here to one-shot it with Stellaryx. And by one-shot it, I mean 2, because I think we actually do need a double cast now. We have gotten deep enough that the one-shot is no longer a thing, unfortunately. But not that big a deal. Anyways, let's get going. Let's go take our round. Let's see. Also, I didn't even go through all the chat. Hello, Tyrion! You're about to build a shiny Hisuian Gutra build? Nice. Yeah, I need to go grab one from Legends Arceus. When does that event end? Do you know the day? Because, yeah, I'll probably go grind at some as well. I might as well. Let's see. I answered Mark thing, went over the mythic. Hello, Mist Insane Witch. Hello, Nightmare. Oh yeah, we very rarely start exactly on the hour. I was actually grabbing a little bit of a snack before the stream. I was having those like zero sugar rice cake things. Which I don't think it was zero sugar, it was just like really, really, really low sugar. Because apparently my blood sugar was a little high, so I'm trying to find some like low sugar alternatives of things. Without getting to like artificial sugar kind of stuff. But I've been slowly lowering intake. Also been going back to more so just straight water as well. Which is the main thing that would honestly help me. Even though I cut sodas last year, I did not completely cut sugary drinks. If anything, it almost made me drink slightly more sugary drinks. But I've been getting back more to water. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Kikolia. Hello, Supernova. Hello, Chad. Hello, who am I missing? Hello, Logic Slayer. Let's see. Just reading through the rest of the chat. Oh, it lasts for a whole week? Wow, that's a while. I thought they were gonna lightning round all three of them, but I guess they're dragging it out a bit. Yeah, maybe I'll grind a little this weekend. Because we don't really have much of a grind for Gems of War. The two most annoying things that we're gonna have to do, well, not really annoying, it's mostly just one. We're gonna have to do Bounty Hunter, but that's not annoying, it's pretty straightforward. The annoying one, though, is finishing the Underspire event week. Underspire is almost as bad as last week. Not as bad, I do feel like we have a ever so slightly better team this time around. But it's nearly as bad as last week's Underspire. And that did not go over well. We actually lost a Lantern last week, too. It's the first time we've lost a Lantern pretty much since, like, the first week of the event existing. Like, we've essentially never lost a Lantern fight since then. You're helping Gudra with the build? Nice. Yeah, I don't have one built or bred for it, but if it just needs Iron Head spam, that's pretty easy to just max it out. You don't need any specific stats. I do have a perfect one for competitive, though. It's actually, I think, one of only 3 that I got with perfect 6 IVs. It has 0 attack and 0 speed. But for the one that you were mentioning earlier, you wouldn't need attack, so I'll just grab one from Legends Arceus then. Pretty sure I have, like, literally a dozen. Not even exaggerating. I think we just have a dozen just sitting in there. You're eating dinner now? Nice. Yeah, I grabbed it before the stream. That's actually why I was a little bit late. Was having chicken from Piggly Wiggly's. I'm not sure why. Like, every single food place near me is named after an animal. We got Piggly Wiggly, we got I almost said Lion King. We got Food Lion, we got some other place I forget the name of because I almost never go there. I think it was like somewhat like animal based. Oh, it was Gyro Ball, but Gyro Ball's still physical. So same difference. It's still a physical attacking move. Yeah, I briefly read through it. I didn't read through the whole thing, though. Because I was going to do it when I actually go do it. I just briefly skimmed it. Oh, did you mention the answer to my question, though? I didn't even bother checking after. Do they actually drop different herbs, or is it the same one every time? Because if it's just different 2 herbs every time, that's actually insanely good. So I might actually power grind it a bit this weekend. Something I haven't done for that game in like almost a year now. Honestly, we might even do a little bit of a stream for it. I'll probably have time to actually stream this weekend. If we wanted to do a midday stream of any kind. Oh, wait. I'm going to be busy Sunday, though. But I should be free on Saturday. If we wanted to do like a midday stream. I haven't done one in a little while. Oh, all 6 can drop? Okay, yeah, we're farming it. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a variety stream, except all the variety is Pokemon stuff. Because if that's the case, maybe I just pull out like 2 or 3 different Pokemon games. And by that, I mean Palworld, Scarlet Violet, and I don't know, maybe we'll find a third. I don't know, what's a Pokemon game that's fun that we haven't played in a while? I would say Pokemon Unite, but I'm kind of done with that game at this point. Yeah, that changes everything if it's 2 different herbs every time. That makes sense. Because when we did it, it was 2 of the same herb, so I wasn't sure. Because we got 2 of the green one, and I just assumed, oh, it's Venusaur. It's just going to give the green herb only. But if it's all of them, that's huge. Yeah, maybe I'll do a little stream for it on Saturday, we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to bother, though, because it's probably just going to be really grindy. It's going to be the same thing over and over and over and over again. But in all fairness, isn't that what we do every night? Like, I feel like we just go through the same cycle every now in Gems of War, but honestly, I don't mind it. I really love the daily system for Gems of War. Just nice, chill, and relaxing. Also, I don't think I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we are going to be doing the 1 hour boost. I think it's in the title, though. But we will be doing the 1 hour boost for PvP today. As well as XP boosting as well. We do lose a little bit of value on the XP booster by doing that, but it's not that big a deal. So, hello, Eric. Welcome, welcome. Also, today's the second to last day we'll have to do this Legend Reborn. And tomorrow will be the final day we need to bother with it. Wait, you can get 6 or more! Wait, what? That's insane. Wait. Can't you just have one account host it then? And just keep doing it off of that? I might need to go dust off my account from ages ago. Exactly enough, I think Isabel's still paying for online for that as well. Because she has in her bundle where she can add several. And I haven't really been utilizing it for much this last, like, half a year or so. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do then. And we literally just host it live on stream. Because all we'd have to do is just find one with like 4 salty or something. Like 3 to 4 salty. Wait, she's doing it for you as well? Well, thank you, Isabel. Greatly appreciate it. I'm still paying for the monthly thingy as well. Or the yearly thing for it. But my side account is set up through her thing. But my main account still pays for like the whatever the charge is. I don't remember how much online costs for Switch these days. I hope it's not that much more expensive on the Switch 2 though, whenever they release it like next year or whenever they do. Because that's one thing that Nintendo Switch that had going for it that was pretty nice. Their online yearly subscription costs like $0 basically. It is so cheap. Like, not literally 0, but compared to, like, Xbox or PlayStation, it is so absurdly cheap, comparatively. Oh, you send her Pokemon... You send her Legends for the thing? Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think it's like $20 a year or something. And if you bundle into a family plan, I think you can have, like, 8 people for, like, $50 a year or something. What's my favorite Gems of War armor? Oh, definitely Dragon armor. It's the first one I ever got back in the day. It's definitely the most nostalgic one as well. It was also at one point just the best overall armor. These days, obviously, that's Death Knight armor. But, yeah, I would definitely say Dragon armor, hands down. I wish we had a Dragon hero class to go along with it. The closest we have is the Naga hero class. Which looks like it fits more in Mystic Scales than anywhere, which we're in right now. But, yeah, definitely Dragon armor. At one point, it was actually $50 and was purely cosmetic. The thing that made me get it is a couple weeks into the game, they made it non-cosmetic. And then I think that was one of the first few purchases I did. I think when the game first started, I did like $5 or $10 just to kind of get some keys. Just to, you know, have something to use. Because the game was a bit more money locked at the time, so you were kind of like time gated out of stuff. You couldn't just like infinitely farm. Nowadays you could infinitely farm almost anything. But back then you couldn't. So I did throw like $5-10 initially. But then I threw like 25 more bucks to get enough gems to get Dragon armor. when it initially went from fully cosmetic to an actual, you know, bonus. When it had the 100% gold and 50% for the other two. And that was back when it was the best armor in the game as well. His Death Knight didn't exist for a couple years later. Nowadays, it's technically possible to completely skip Dragon Armor, Celestial Armor, and any other one that you don't want cosmetically. Because if you just go straight for Death Knight Armor, you technically never need to get them. Other than for cosmetic purposes or completionist purposes. As Death Knight Armor is just definitively the best one in every way. Whereas back in the day, or if you're playing free-to-play, you actually have to switch between your armor. Between Dragon Armor if you want gold, Celestial Armor if you want souls, and technically even Lion Armor if you want EXP. So it's kind of weird. There's currently no 100% EXP armor. I'm surprised they haven't added that over the years. There is if you go for Death Knight, but there's no like free way, or you know, in-game currency way to get 100% EXP armor in the current state of the game. I'm really surprised at no point they've added one. I don't think consoles that have a few extra armor even have such an armor. Anyways, class event. I came to go claim my gems. Where are they? Wait, I didn't just do the class event. Wait, what did I just do? Oh yeah, we did the we did a Legends Reborn. Oh, we have enough to go upgrade it. Let me go upgrade it real quick. Losing track of what mode is which. I'll go upgrade the little guy. He'll be fully maxed tomorrow. Which, let me double check. The timer is tomorrow, right? That makes sense. One unlocks per day, and then by Friday you can do all of them. Which means you can stall them all for the weekend if you want. Or at the earliest, finish them all by Friday. Which is what we're going for. Yeah, 5 hours, 36 minutes. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you have until Sunday or Monday reset to go and finish them all. End of Sunday. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, we basically have all of our rewards from this now. The only thing we haven't done is do this in like 6 hours, or technically tomorrow night. And then figure out if we want to buy this for $5 or not. I'm still leaning towards no, but honestly, my verdict on it will be tomorrow night, because we'll get to see how good the Mythic actually is. I feel like the Mythic seems a lot better than it's actually going to be, though. Not that the Mythic's going to be bad, but, I don't know, I think it's one of those Mythics that's going to sound better on paper than it actually effectively is. I don't know, we won't know until, I was going to say tomorrow, but technically tonight. Well, based on my schedule, it's going to be tonight. I'm not going to bed until the video's up. But, yeah, technically tomorrow. I don't know, we'll find out in the video. Soon, TM. I said, hello, Draco. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Mr. Z. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All's been well. Almost the weekend, finally. Slowly but surely creeping closer. Also, similar to how we have been pretty much every single day. Oh yeah, I didn't even mention it yet this stream. It's leap year. Today's the leap day of leap year. Completely forgot to even mention that, though I'm pretty sure most of you are well aware of that by now. Yeah, it's February 29th. We haven't had one of those since COVID. And honestly, I didn't even notice it during COVID year. Where do I work? I currently just do this channel for money at the moment. Oh, and a few other things online. As far as like our main means of work, it's honestly just this channel at the moment. We do have like a few investments and a few other things. Yeah, I do not make that much money. Actually, the last year, I didn't even break 5 figures, which is very sad. But my expenses are also very, very low right now. So I can actually get away with doing such. Like, if I had more expenses right now, I obviously probably wouldn't even be doing this channel. Because it would not be able to survive unless we just start following, like, every viral trend and actually try hard on this channel. And cover a guide, like, every other day for some game. Because, yeah, I didn't even make 5 figures last year. We made that little. Though in all fairness, it was our lowest year in history. Hello, Minnie! Welcome, welcome. Alright, we did that. Dungeon. Do we have anything good here? Oh, I guess that's not bad. That is, though. Loading. Oh no! Silence! Well, you know what that means. Orpheus metal. Or even is it? Let's see. Oh, none of those are Orpheus. Wait. Yeah, we don't need armor for anything this week. Let me just switch it up. Because we're not going to need it on the weekend either. There we go. We'll grab, not that. Wait, I already forgot what I was doing. Dungeon. I'm just hopping all over the place. Hello, Gustavo. Welcome, welcome. Also, that's bad. We actually lost. You know why? We have 20% less stats. It's actually amazing what the difference of 20% more or less stats is. I always underestimate how strong that actually is of a difference. Oh, why'd I do that? We were silenced. We have cleanse metal, but that doesn't mean we just auto-silence everything. How much damage is that per cast? 114. Honestly, it might just be better to go Tesla here when we get reduced stats like that. Because he has to cast so many more times. And the way I have him set up, he's my only damage source in this team comp. Which doesn't help. That is a very offensive team, but when we have less stats, it's more so a liability than anything. Well, luckily, that's the hardest one. Actually, I say that. The barrier one will definitely be harder. You're silent, so we can't really do anything with you. Mana drain doesn't really matter much. We'll get our explosion. Alright, new plan. You need to not be in first slot. There we go. Problem solved. Easy as that. He's just too squishy with that much less stats. Way too squishy. I needed that mana. Take out the final one. Biggest annoying thing with this fight is that he has mass barrier. Luckily, with Wand, we can just dispel it and be perfectly fine and good to go. But now if we keep getting silenced, though. I'm not sure how I didn't realize after like the third battle. It's like, yes, we will get silenced every time. My natural habit is just click Leprechaun. But it prevents us from clicking Leprechaun. Also, he's still silenced. It's really unlucky, but keep spamming this until he goes down. Hopefully don't accidentally give him a turn, otherwise we're going to need to spell his whole team. Oh, he didn't actually get any. Wait, how didn't he? That's weird. Alright, we'll grab all that. Go for it again. And that's match. Anything else there? We're good to go. We did that, we did that. Nice. Get rid of our cleanse metals because they are pretty useless. Actually, you know what? Since we're changing metals, we go change the metals to the one we need for the other event. Let's go do it real quick. Of course, while not nearly as annoying, we do have World Event, which is the same team we have to use for Underspire, but unlike Underspire, it is way, way less annoying. It's the, well, I'm not sure why I just put it on copy-paste. But it's Doom Sledge, Apothecary, Gimlet, and King Highforge. Same one that we're using for a lot of events this week. Though we will be using a slightly different team for the class event. Mostly because we really just need to rush our mana and in this cast. We don't need all these like other extra stuff. Like we will for modes like this. It's not enough to kill, but this is. Let's find out the first code once we take out basic dailies, I think. Like the basic daily ones. Actually, we'll do it after we go finish our class event then. Then after that, we'll go clear out everything else that isn't PvP, and then we'll probably just be doing a power PvP. I want to get all the PvP grind that we need to do for the entire week done tonight. So we don't have to deal with it this weekend. Unless we get like a daily to go do it. Or if we don't do enough by today that we actually need more later. But honestly, about 20-ish thousand has been doing fine every single week. And by the end of the stream, we should be at around 15, 16,000. I mostly just want to make sure we get third by the end of the stream. Whatever we do beyond that, we'll be fine. Do I ever go to the gym? No. I have not been to a gym since I was 18. I still exercise. Like, I have a treadmill right in my house as well. But, because honestly, I love treadmills. I love just walking and jogging on treadmills. But, yeah, I haven't been to an actual physical gym since I've been 18. And it was for some kind of charity thing, too. So I wasn't even, like, going, like, normally to the gym. It was some kind of charity event. Do we have any alignment here? No, let's go for that. Yeah, you honestly don't need much on PC Mobile to make third. Pretty much the last month, every single week was like 20,000 to make top 3. Unless you get really unlucky with what 3 you have in your bracket. But nearly every single week has been about 20,000 for me lately. Or even slightly less. Do I like eggs? Oh yeah, I love eggs. And yes, scrambled is the best way. Or at least my personal favorite. Like, if I'm gonna make eggs, it's normally either scrambled or omelet. Depending on what I intend to do with it. But more often than not, if I'm making eggs, it's just gonna be scrambled. It's just the most convenient way of doing them. And the most flexibility with other ingredients. We definitely got to get rid of that Glaceon. Oh, I should have went for Skull first. No! This doesn't really matter ultimately, but... it would have been helpful. By the end of it, it didn't seem to matter at all, so... I guess that works. Perfectly fine with that. Oh, we're out of sigils. No! Aw. 1,900. Does that get us extra reward? Yes, it does. Anything good in it? No. Not at all. Not even remotely. Oh, we do get extra bonus for when we go do the event later, though. I should go change it now, because if I don't do it now, I will 100% forget to go do it. I want to replace this with the smaller one and replace you with the bigger one. There we go. And I don't have anything else to do with the other one, so we just put Anisha there. Perfect. Alright, let me go switch off of that because we don't need that. Go back to the normal one. Alright, let's go through. Adventure board, check. Campaign, check, been done since Monday. Events, what even is this? Oh, Clash Trial. Yeah, we do need to go do that. We'll do that next, and we'll hand out code. Other events. Already did it. It was the world event. Legends Reborn, did it. Though won't let me click. They still haven't fixed that, gosh. I guess they're just not going to fix it this week if they haven't fixed it by the 4th day. That's fine. It's only a little click. Did they ever fix that on console, though? Some people were mentioning it was, like, crashing or something earlier. Yeah, let's go do Clash Trial. Oh, yeah, let me go copy-paste the team. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to copy-paste earlier. It wasn't the team I was doing, it was my class team. Because I was wondering earlier, why did I click copy-paste on it? It's because my brain was trying to copy-paste this team. It was just clicking on the wrong one. But what I meant to do was copy-paste this one. And do that. Oh yeah, it always says you can't use the weapon. Ever since they tried fixing that bug, which supposedly isn't even fixed, It always like says like, hey, you can't use that weapon here, but you can. It just says you can't, but you can. You're thinking of using an cake pop maker to make you some scrambled orbs with some spices and sausage or bacon. Interesting. It's definitely one way of doing it. Go see the leaderboard for which? There's a lot of leaderboards. I assume PvP since we were just talking about it. But which leaderboard? There are many of them in the game currently. I'm not sure which one you were specifically directing to. For the class? Okay, I'll go check it. Why, is there someone who went crazy with it this week, or are you there? I would assume one or the other. That you're in like top 3 right now, or someone else just went super crazy with it. Yep, there you are, top 3. Nice. Are you trying to get orbs for something, or are you just trying to go for leaderboards? Like, are you still trying to get the powers for Zolgoth, Catharix, and all those? Or are you just doing it for the fun of it? Yeah, you did that for the other mode too the other day. Very nice. Hopefully you can maintain it for... actually, you only have to maintain it to the end of the day, so... Yeah, you should be secured, especially if you're above these two. Because it looks like they both went to the same tier, so if you're already above them, you should be good to go. Nice. Cheese and egg and bacon poppers. I've really kind of grown out of bacon again. Oh no, it's kind of weird. Because initially, when I was super young, I hated bacon. Then when I was like in my teens and such, it's like, okay, bacon's not too bad. And honestly, I've kind of grown back full circle, and I kind of hate bacon. Like, I'll still eat things that have bacon in it. And sometimes if I'm out in a place and they have an interesting, like, bacon flavored thing, it's like, oh yeah, I'll go for it. But as far as, like, actual breakfast bacon, I never cook with bacon, ever. Like, I'll have bacon flavored things and bacon other things if I'm out or something similar. But if I'm, like, cooking in the morning, I just really hate sausage and bacon lately. Bacon equals cancer candy. That is a type of bacon that is really good. If you do it up in, like, brown sugar and everything. Get it almost, like, caramelized in sugar. I haven't done that in a long time. It's like one of the few ways I would actually eat bacon. By making it even more unhealthy. You'll be number 1 on the board for the class because you have 40 sigils left. Oh gosh, that's a lot, yeah. Is that enough to make number 1? Seemed like quite a bit of a point disparity, but I'm not sure exactly how much 40 sigils would be point-wise. Will sandwich satisfy us instead? I haven't been making that many sandwiches lately. And if I do, it's normally like bare minimum sandwiches. Like literally just like tuna or egg salad or, you know, something really basic. I can never make a decked out sandwich. It's too much effort. Mostly because I feel like if I need to get that many ingredients to make something, I'm kind of committed to have to eat it. Like, you know, within a timely manner. Because to make a really, really good sandwich, you need to get at least a dozen different things. Also, which I don't normally carry in the house. You order some chicken when you got hungry? Nice. Chicken Colet's Heroes, very nice. I actually had chicken today too. Did I mention it earlier? Because I kind of got cut off when I was mentioning it. I ended up, I think I started mentioning it and then got on a tangent and then never finished my thought. But I ended up having, oh gosh, what do you call it? Not breaded chicken. What do you call when it's like deep fried and everything? Why can I not remember what that's called? But I ended up having nice fresh chicken from Piggly Wiggly. Then ended up getting potatoes from, ironically, from KFC. Even though I didn't get chicken from them. Because it was way cheaper to do it from the other place. And I ended up having that with a little bit of coleslaw. I'm not a big fan of coleslaw, but it came with coleslaw, so I was like, yeah, might as well. Yeah, that's the only time I'll ever eat coleslaw. Because if it's literally free with something. Yeah, fried chicken was what I was talking about. Well, I feel like it has a different name than that. But yeah, I think it's just called fried chicken. Honestly, they fry almost everything down in the South. You can find fried, like, literally anything. Girls are over you now. Well, I'm currently not looking for a relationship. I also would definitely say I'm below attractiveness. Do I mean steak fried chicken? I don't think I do. It's pretty much just normal fried chicken. I always thought it had a different name, but it might literally just be called fried chicken. It's actually something I don't normally go for. Like fried foods lately. I think it's been a good year since I've had fried chicken. Not since I've had chicken, but, you know, fried chicken specifically. You haven't lived until you had a deep-fried cat. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I've never tried cat or dog. Or any kind of exotic food for that much. Other than, like, a few exotic seafoods. Actually, that's not true. I have, at one time, back in high school, I can't remember the name of the place. I want to say Rio's? It's kind of funny that I don't remember it because it's actually relatively close to my location, but I never go there. I've only ever been there once in high school when I was like 16 or so. And I ended up having goat, lamb, and a few other meats. Like it's a meat specialty place. Like a restaurant that does like almost entirely meats. They have a few other things too, but you know, it's like a meat focused thing. And I had like a lamb kebab, I ended up having goat, a few other ones. I can't remember the whole array, but those were the two that standed out the most. I'm definitely not as big a fan of the exotic meats, so I think the goat was probably the best. There was a build up there and it ended in goat. Was goat not exotic enough? There's a few others too, but I don't really remember what they were. Either because I hated their taste or I just completely forget. I feel like for America, goat is considered exotic. In some places of the world, you would hear, like, goat as exotic, and you'll probably think I'm crazy. But in America, goat is not that common of a meat. Especially like goat milk products and stuff. That's like near non-existent in America. Like, it does exist, but it's very far and few between. Oh, I forgot, this guy actually does damage. I should probably use him for such. Then I live in a box? Really? I don't know, maybe it's just my area then. I don't know a single, like, oh, well, there's a few places you could buy it around here. But unless you go to a specialty meat place, you're not really gonna find goat around here. Like, you really have to go to either a specialty restaurant or, like, a deli that just has a really wide range of stuff to find it. Like, you're not just gonna walk into your local convenience store and just find goat there. Alright, we had that, we had that. Is that all the things? Alright, let's go hand out code. And not the first one for now. Let's see. Oh, why is it taking so long to load? Come on, get in there. Also, I still have so many codes. Tomorrow, or technically, yeah, tomorrow's already March. And I still have like 10 codes left for this month. Also, where'd all my codes go? They just got deleted. Come back. Wait, where did they go? No way did my text document just lag that hard. It lagged so hard that all my lines of text just disappeared for a second. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Alright, what's up with my side computer right now? It is so laggy. How is that physically possible? Literally a notepad with 10 lines of text. And it's lagging so hard that all of it went invisible for several seconds. That is insane. I'm trying to paste into chat, but it's being very laggy right now. I have had it on a little bit today, but gosh. It's really not that laggy, but there's the first code. We'll have another one in a little bit. There you guys go. Enjoy. Oh, so hello, Defiant. Welcome, welcome. I didn't even claim the daily thingy to you today. Oh, there we go. Okay, so next order of business. I guess we go to Underspire. Which, we're not at the super annoying part yet, but we're getting there. And then we'll go do an hour PvP boost. Which means we're still going for quite a bit longer tonight then. Alright, let me go take the other path since, is this double dead end? It likely is, but you know, we're already here. I'm gonna do it. Just in case it's not. But this is very, very likely double dead end. Alright, well, we did find a double dead end immediately, which is good. If we're gonna take it, we might as well take it right away. Unfortunately, we found a tier 1 room. Alright, can we get anything good here? We got the absolute worst one. Wonderful. Alright, so we full scouted over there, full scouted over there. Are we just full scouting the whole floor, apparently? Because this is the only path left. Yeah, why does it feel like we have no alignment anywheres? It's not ideal. Let's take a skull for now. If anything, I kind of need to whittle them down a little bit for Doom Sledge anyways. Oh yeah, I was wondering, why is that doing so little damage compared to the mode we were just doing? It's because we don't have 200% extra magic damage. Well, technically 160%. So now we have 200%. But now we have 0% because none of that bonus applies here. Which is why it feels like we're hitting so much lower. Because we are hitting so much lower. Yeah, Underspire is going to be so annoying on Saturday, Sunday. Like, today and tomorrow is not going to be that bad overall. But then it's going to fall off a cliff on how effective the team's going to be. And there's not really an alternative. Like, this pretty much is the team. Because we don't really have access to insta-kill. The mythics here are awful. So you're probably just running a non-mythic team anyways. Have I tried using Empress? Empress buff spamming? So going like an attack build? I don't know, I guess we could. Like try to go all in attack. Instead of try to spell damage everything. Wait, they're both level oh duh. Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say they're both level 70, but that actually makes sense because we're not on primary path. Oh yeah, and as Genki mentioned, definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps a lot and is greatly appreciated. Also, hello Genki, by the way. Welcome, welcome. No, Empress only does... Oh, never mind. Oh, I thought you said Emperina. Oh yeah, we could build an Empress build. That's true. I thought you said Emperina. Because Emperina does attack and heal in life. But yeah, Empress does all stats, including magic. Including all of them. Yeah, we could go down the Empress route. We wouldn't have a good way to feed our green mana, but our mana cost is so low that might not even matter. If I was to do that, I think we have to do it for Doom Sledge. Actually, no, do we have access to War and Peace? Because we should have War and Peace for this kingdom. But yeah, we could go down the magic build War and Peace route. How would we mana accumulate for that? Let me go double check. Because that actually would work out pretty well. We could even switch into it right now and it'd be fine. The team would end up being Empress, Empress. Which it might even just be 3. Empress, 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 and War and Peace. Problem is we basically only use one color. Why am I doing that? That's not where I wanted to go. That's not where I wanted to go. I will eventually go to the right location. We have War and Peace into Triple Empress. Could be fun. And I'll just make our banner green, brown. And then make our class, I guess Archer? Because we care mostly about Greenstorm here, actually. Is there any Empower that can help us here? Does this place even have Empower now that I think about it? It does, but it denies my green, the whole color we need, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, we can go down this route. If we want more tankiness, we can put a Dwarven Gate in there, but I don't think that's actually gonna be needed. And then just go like, oh, we don't have a mean to devour though, if they want to devour us. Oops, oh, so that's the wrong banner. I need green, brown. Yeah, we can give it a shot. Just spam Empress into one-shot everything. That is the game plan here. The biggest issue with this is we have no Empower and we use 2 colors. Technically 1 color, depending on how you look at it. Yep, and you just rinse repeat that. We do eventually get to the... Hey, there's the room. We would eventually get to the point where that will not work. At which point, I'm not sure if we should change our team back or just try double casting War and Peace. Because eventually we will be beyond the 3-meter mark, where we just cast everything once and win. But even then, all we have to do is get War and Peace back. The problem with that is we have to do it exclusively with Brown. And the other bad part is we have to be mana blocking, because she only buffs the last slot. So we can't put War and Peace anywhere but there. I don't know, for now it's working though. But it is eventually going to fall off a cliff. But for now it's working, so might as well keep using it. Like here's where we could start kind of not one-shotting the... Nice. That's exactly what you want to see. Still getting away with one shot, at least for this range. The 5th and 6th category is where we're going to have a problem, though. Like those final two over there. But for all intents and purposes right now, this is perfectly fine as long as you don't have spell reduction or something. Or Submerge. Submerge would also be really annoying. But we'll deal with that when we get there. Worst comes to worst, it does have high on every stat. Biggest issue will be insta-kills and stuff. Also, I just realized I didn't bother getting full mana first. Now I can only get full mana off of Brown. Which could take a while to get some Brown. He didn't deny it immediately, surprisingly. At some point, I will get 1 mana. How is it so hard to get 1 mana? Unless we struggled for 1 mana in a while. Yeah, I might have to switch to double Empress and switch out for a mana accumulator or something. Even if it's just Apothecary. Because it's gonna get so slow if we keep getting in that kind of situation. Oh, the triple extra turn. Ooh. That's exactly what we want to see. Her percent chance to extra turn is 7% per green on the board. I think we had like 13 something green there. Be able to have 100%. How many would we need? 7% chance of an extra turn for each green. So you would end up needing 15 green. There would have to be 15 green on the board to have 100% chance for an extra turn. So the higher the better. It would, if not the whole 15. Come on, at least one. There we go. Ooh, spell reduction. You don't even need to look at his trait to know what just happened. But of course we do already know. What do we need here? I guess we're just fishing for a skull at this point. It's quicker than trying to get full mana. Yeah, we probably should switch to double Empress once it stops working. While it's still working, we'll do triple. But the second this stops one-shotting an average battle, which will be the second we get to the next section, we're going to need to retire it for something else. We can still go double Empress, War and Peace. We just need something else as the third. And honestly, double cast isn't too bad. Like, it's not ideal, but we'll eventually get the mana. Oh, I should have taken yellow with it, too. If nothing else, they're all 1 skull range. So I was about to say, if he revives, this could be so bad. There's one big issue with the way that we have this team. We do not have much countermeasure to revive. At all. Like, we basically have to restart the fight every time they revive. It's one of those kind of teams. But honestly, I'm not sure if we have much of a better option. Unless we go back to where we were running before. But no, we'll definitely need to switch up something here, though. Just not sure who's on the cutting block. was wondering where all the skulls coming from. He has that 2 skull creation guy per turn. There's so many better versions of that these days. I kind of forgot that the super weak ones still exist. But the super weak one's accessible to everyone, so I guess it works out. It's really easy to get, even within your first week of playing, if you really wanted that kind of build. As you can always target him whenever with Chaos Shards in Underspire. Wow, that was a lot, really quick mana. That was the quickest yet. Biggest issue with a fight like this is if they have Revive, we basically have to cast 4 times. Or 3 times with a skull.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Alright, what are our options? We have down and we have left. And that is it. Down can reach the other door, so I'm gonna go down, I think. They all seem to be down this week anyways. Except the one that was up. Ignore that one. 1, 2, 3. The problem is that's not a path that it would be. Oh, it would be if it turned, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, it would be right there if it's going to be it. 5, 6. Be right there, not right there. I don't know, I guess we'll go peek at it. Might as well check. And then we'll go start up the hour PvP grind. But the rest of stream had another code during it at some point. And then that should be all the PvP we need for the entire week. No worries, Lester, we went down. Okay, a double path. Maybe we're not going down. Currently we're going down, though. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Welcome, welcome. Or should I say William Walter? Alright, there we go. Nice. Alright, next order of business. We did that, we did that, we did that. I think the only thing left now is PvP. So currently in PvP, we are standing right here. We are currently at 7,824. And we need 15,000 to 20,000. So our goal for this stream is we get above this number, which is 15,000. Which means in the next hour, I need to get, which we're definitely easily going to do, I need to get around 7,200 more points in an hour. Which with Stellaryx is absurdly easy, especially when we have purple team Stellaryx. Yeah, let's go do that. And the reason I say we have 7,800 is because we actually have 7,800. Because how this thing works. And then we'll go use our EXP boosters. You know what? I'll only use 3 of them. I'm not going to use all of them. Just so we can one-click take all of them. I'm not going to activate the other one. We're just going to do 3 of our boosters. Rather than doing all 4. Why is it loading? There it goes. Yeah, I'll save that one for a different time. Save for like a Dust Devil build or something else that we can do more efficiently. Because we're kind of wasting a little bit of this EXP value anyways, but since we're already going to be trying to go quick, I guess we can. Kind of multitask them. But anyways, let's go do it. Actually, let me trigger the other one first, and then we'll trigger that one. Yeah, all we have to do is collect, and click collect. And then we'll go take the other one. There's a 7,824. And we'll click claim all here as well. You know what? I changed my mind. I'm grabbing it as well. We're going all in. Alright, let's go do it. I think I already have a team set up here. Should be. I've been running it all week. And I'll be our game plan for next hour then. We'll have a redeem code at some point during that. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to go over, let me know. It should be pretty easy to peek at chat while we're doing this. You accidentally did it with your event medals? Oh no! Luckily, even if we did have something else set, I think this already has enough damage that it wouldn't matter what we ran. So much damage already. Yeah, I'll run this for the rest of the stream. And then tomorrow morning we'll have a video on the good old Mythic. And then we'll do Bounty Hunter at night. I'm not going to have a video on Bounty Hunter. We pretty much never do cover one on it unless it's absurdly relevant. But the trip we're getting is not particularly relevant, as I recall. So we're just going to have the Mythic video. But we will be doing Bounty Hunter tomorrow night. I'll probably be finishing all of our sigils as well. Which isn't the same as finishing the whole event, but I do want to finish all sigils. As the other 2 days is going to take so long to do Underspire. Even if we're using Emperors, it's still going to take forever. Do I ever swim in the ocean? Lately, I haven't been. I haven't, like, properly swam in the ocean probably in, like, 7 or... I want to say 6 or 7 years. Ever since the last really bad hurricane, I just never really bothered going back in. I've swam since then, just not in the ocean. And I've had, like, my feet in the water and such, but, you know, not, like, swim in it. But no, the last time I've properly swam in the ocean has been, like, 7 years now or something. It's been a long while. Even though I live, like, almost on the beach. I still walk on the beach quite often, though. Just not swimming specifically. It's a good, nice open area to walk. Which is area, it doesn't really have a lot of, like, super open areas to do that in. With the beach being the most convenient one. And where I am, I'm in a very, like, unpopulated part of the beach, too, which is nice. It's not one of the really dense areas where all the tourists go to. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. Mostly because the area has really bad parking. Honestly, you can literally tell the parking situation outside of the beach just by walking across the beach. Because all the population-dense areas are the best areas for parking. It always happens that way. Like, every area that has almost no good parking has almost no people. Which makes sense. But because I simply walk there from my house, it doesn't matter if there's good parking or not. Do cars get towed if they park in a complex where I live? Kind of. Like, people are allowed to park in this area, but there's a lot of, like, HOA rules with how you're allowed to park and everything. The main one being just don't park on the road. Because they actually have a separate parking lot where you can park. But if they see, like, a car staying there for a while, they'd probably tow it. But it's basically like a guest parking lot, is, like, the best way I could describe it. So you don't get, like, normal people there. The only people who park there are guests for the area. Like, it's far enough from a beach that someone who's trying to get to the beach won't accidentally park there. But how it's set up, you don't even really know that there's parking there until you get closer to the complex. No beachgoers ever park there. It's actually very far from the beach compared to other parking. It's also not really readily available that there even is parking there until you, like, go down the street. So average tourist would have no clue that there's parking there. Generally, all parking for the beach is on the other side of the major road. So no one would even bother checking on the other side of the major road. Mostly because you'd have to go past that major road. Which isn't that hard to do, but all parking's on the other side of it, where it'd be more convenient. Like all the proper beach parking. They have concentrated areas for it, though, because a lot of the boulevard of the beach is... I wouldn't say like a highway system. No, highway's not a right word. I'm not sure what you would call it. Like, there's a bunch of high rises there. And a bunch of buildings. And you're not allowed to just, like, park in front of other buildings. So there's very concentrated areas where you would park. It's not like a lot of other beaches where there's like parking almost consistently across the entire thing. Because I know Jersey's parking situation is pretty much like that. Like, it doesn't matter what part of the boardwalk you try going to. There's just parking everywhere down the entire thing. Whereas they don't have the same around here because a lot of those are other buildings like hotels and other similar things. So they can't just have a bunch of cars just sitting out there. Hello? I'm like clicking it like 5 times and it didn't want to work. Persistence. So I kind of forgot. We actually have buffs we can use during this mode. I keep forgetting those even exist because they're a complete waste of currency. And you don't get any for free, unlike a lot of other modes in the game. They don't give you the free trial of those boosts so you feel tempted to go for more of them. You just never get any. The problem is they're way too expensive for what they are. They would have to last for at least 10 times as many battles as they do, and even then it'd be questionable if they'd be worth it. When are we gonna play Fortune Street? I'm not sure. Actually, did I even find my copy of it? I'm not sure. I have my Wii, but I don't know if I have my copy of Fortune Street around. But yeah, we definitely need to go bring all the older games back at some point. Yeah, honestly, Fortune Street is probably like my top 5 Nintendo game of all time. It's definitely within that range. And actually, they're re-releasing one of them at the bottom end of that range as well. Paper Mario 1000 Year Doors being released sometime this year. I don't think they've given an official date yet, which is kind of weird. But sometime this year is 1000 Year Door. Which I actually own the original copy of too, if we ever want to play like the OG original. Well, we'll probably just do the remake that they're doing this year, because they redid a lot of the visuals and everything from the ground up. Like, it was a remake in the actual sense that they actually remade a lot of the assets for that game, if not all of them. The gameplay looks like it's going to be almost identical, though. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, because that means they're not going to ruin the integrity of what it once was. Which is good based on the direction Paper Mario has been going in. Because they would 100% ruin it. It's actually kind of good that they're probably adding absolutely nothing gameplay-wise. Because that would definitely be a bad thing these days, with the direction they've been going in. I don't know, Nintendo's been doing a lot of weird things lately. Particularly in the Switch generation. It's a lot of really questionable decisions. Wow, that was a mega miss right there. Wow. Oh, yeah, that's not good. I'm not at the point at losing yet, but how many bad things just happened? He can still win. Oh, good, he didn't go for the right move. If he would have transformed our Stellarix there, that would have been game. Luckily, he did not.
Mana surge.
AKA that major road. Yeah, it's not like a super major road, but it's major enough that I would consider it a major road. It's not that hard to cross, though. I've definitely lived near roads that were harder to cross than that.
Mana surge.
Hey, we activated a pet. Unfortunately, it's a bad one. Because they still haven't coded it to guarantee you a pet that you don't have. So more often than not, you're going to get a pet you don't need. Completely invalidating even triggering a pet.
Mana surge. Mana surge. Mana surge.
After tonight, we should be done with the PvP grind for the week.
Mana surge.
Unless we get it as a daily or someone just really passes us. We should be at a solid 16,000 by the end of stream. If we go super quick right now, which I'm not sure if we are or not, but if we do and get lucky enough points, we could be as high as like 17,000 by the end of stream.
Mana surge.
Cake pop maker with brownie mix or pancake mix or waffle mix? Brownies sound good. I haven't had brownies in a while.
Mana surge.
Oh, I do need to be cutting sugar. This is actually the first time in my life my blood sugar has been kind of out of whack. It's actually been fine a lot in the past. Which is really weird that the year I cut soda is like the year it's higher. But I guess I just overcompensated for it with other things. Definitely gotta watch it though, because diabetes runs in my family, so definitely would want to avoid that. Also, don't mana drain the thing I need. Also, I live in a state where getting insulin would be a nightmare. Honestly, I'd probably have to move back to like New Jersey or something if I ever got diabetes. Because if I could live with someone there and then just use the healthcare system there, I think they did pass to make insulin like nearly free there. At least compared to states like mine. I don't know what it is in this state, because I actually don't have any family here who needs it specifically. But I know New Jersey's cost for insulin like skyrocketed down with some kind of policy they had in the last few years. And knowing South Carolina, they have not done the same. I am near 100% certain they did not pass any kind of policy that would have made it cheaper to any degree. You're just getting old? True. We're not getting that old, though. We're only 30. Or we're soon to be 30. We're 29 right now. Turning 30 this year. Like bird cookies and strawberry frosties. I actually haven't used those bird cookie cutters that Isabel got me in about a year now. Mostly because I don't really make cookies that often. And if I do, I don't always make them into shapes. I think it's just easier not making them into shapes. Circle is always the easiest way to go. Yeah, minimum wage is still $7.25 here. It's honestly more efficient for me just to try hard more at YouTube and actually try. Like, you know, covering things other than Gems of War. Try following some trends, other things. It'd be more efficient to do that than to try to get a job here. Jobs pay so badly here. Like, cost of living is also way lower here. But jobs pay, like, nothing in this area. If you don't get any tips as a waiter, you actually make below minimum wage. You actually make less than $7.25 an hour. They're legally allowed to do that here. So our minimum wage is technically lower than $7.25 an hour. It is possible to work somewhere here and still make less than that an hour. You normally wouldn't, because obviously people generally tip pretty well. But it actually is physically possible to make less than $25 an hour here. They're not supposed to do that, but wage theft is really common in this area. I actually lost about 1,000 hours when I was in my teens from a job here, from wage theft. But it's very, very common here, especially for waiters. Because what's supposed to happen is they're always supposed to get, if they don't get any tips in an hour, what's supposed to happen is they're supposed to get the difference of minimum wage, which would be up to $7.25. So let's say they're currently working for $4 an hour, and they get 0 tips somehow in an hour. They're supposed to then get from, you know, who they're working for, that other $3.25 for that hour. But a lot of times it doesn't happen. And just a lot of other weird things like that. Oh, what am I even doing here? What is that? No, tryharding at YouTube from a gaming perspective would be us covering a guide for something that isn't Gems of War like every day, or if not every other day. Like things that would actually get like traffic. We would have to go pick the like most popular game right now and simply just grind it out like crazy and cover just every single possible guide in every single direction. And then rinse repeat for whatever the next week's or next days or next month's popular game is. And do that forever for the rest of the time. Or do it for niche, like do it for all Nintendo games, or do it for all like shooter games. I definitely wouldn't do that, but you know, do it for some kind of niche, but still, you know, something specific. Like a niche, but broad enough that you can still like go to other things. Workers on annual salary most likely worked for free today because of the leap year. I didn't think about it like that, but that actually technically is true, isn't it? I've never had a yearly salary job. Salary job. I can't not say that word. So I actually wouldn't know. But I never thought about it like that. What does happen for people who are on like a yearly salary? Do they literally have to work like extra several hours every year that there's a leap year or something? Because they're paid more so by the year as they're needed. I never really thought about that. Because every job I've ever had either had no cap on how much you could earn or were, you know, like a set hourly rate. I've never had like a yearly rate. Once you have a big enough audience, you could just do whatever you wanted, true. It's hard to build like a super big audience though. And by super big, I mean like 4-digit number. Because we've hit 3-digit number pretty comfortably in the past before. The only time we've ever hit that recently would be, you know, a big patch day for Gems of War or something. Pretty much would never happen through any other means. Even though salary is still paid for a set amount of hours each week. Oh, okay. Interesting. They have no clue how it works. I never had a job like it. I haven't had a normal job in a very, very long time. I'm not sure if I would really be able to, like, even go back to one at this point. Just from being self-employed for so long. Because even before I was doing this YouTube channel, I was still doing other self-employed things. Like flea marketing, a little bit of eBay, stuff like that. Even merching some stuff in Dota 2. Which was surprisingly lucrative before they put like a billion laws in place that made it a lot harder to do. But in the early days of Steam, or not even early days, like a decade ago in Steam, it's a lot easier to do. Like, a decade ago technically wasn't the early days of Steam. It was around when I started using Steam, it was like 2013. And it was Dota 2 that actually brought me over, oddly enough. Because I have a lot of playtime in Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. That's where Dota 1 originated. But then eventually Dota 2 kind of started killing out Warcraft 3, and it was like, oh, I guess I'll go check it out. And it just merged a bunch of stuff, just did normal things in it. It's one of the only games I really played that I actually profited from. Like, not through a YouTube sense or anything, but like literally just from playing the game, I profited from it. It was a really weird situation. Like, I made over $1,000 from that game in a pretty short duration of time. From pretty much just like playing the game and just merching a few things. Yeah, if I was to get like a standard job, I'm not sure where I would try going near this area. I would definitely want to go somewhere's walking distance. If I had to guess, it'd probably be the Wendy's nearby. Every single fast food place around here has like a 1.5 billion turnover rate. So they're pretty much always looking for new people. I feel like it would be fun to kind of just test a bunch of different jobs though. Because turnover rate is actually so high in this area that we probably could get away with trying like 10 different jobs in a year. And then doing an analysis after the fact. Just a case study on the initially easy to obtain jobs in the area. Have I ever done E-Trader? No. Only things I've really done are eBay, Steam's marketplace before they made it way harder to do like it is these days. And I want to say that's it. I've never used Etsy or anything similar to that. I never used Amazon or any of their thingies. So yeah, it was probably just eBay and Steam Marketplace. And flea marketing. Which is more of an in-person thing, not a digital thing, of course. So it's kind of in its own different category. I miss flea marketing, though. It's something that you basically almost can't even do these days. Almost every flea market is shutting down because digital is just increasingly taking over. So I'm actually really glad that when I was in college, I got to properly do it. Because it's starting to die off. And we'd probably get paid in napkins. No. Wendy's is going to start charging for food based on their demand? Like gas prices? Really? Like demand as in when they have a lot of people there, or demand as in availability of supplies? Because there's two different ways that you can charge for demand. In that when you're super crowded, you just raise all prices. Or you do it based on ingredient by ingredient basis. Both of which sound awful. But which one are they doing? Like a lunchtime rush kind of thing? I guess that's somewhat understandable. But the Wendy's by me never gets crowded. Like, it's a ghost town there. It's super ghost town a lot of times. Was it because there's just so many places to eat that are of similar caliber in the area? And by that, I mean, like, the bare minimum to even qualify as food. So, they have a lot of competition of bare minimum qualifying as food locations nearby them. So they generally don't have that much business as it's spread across, like, everywhere. Yeah, actually, I think there's two locations that have 10% this week that are kind of annoying. Cinder Mirage has 10% in the basic set, and Bioplanes has it in the other thing. I guess you could go do Drock Zoom, potentially. It'd still be valid. It's been called surge pricing or dynamic pricing, but Wendy's walked the idea back and said nope. Oh wait, so they announced it and then unannounced it because it got backlash? That's kind of funny. I didn't actually hear anything about it. Though I haven't really been following the news much lately. But is that what happened? They had so much backlash that they turned it back. It's kind of funny. The prices have honestly already gotten so high even without any additional raising. Like, it feels so weird that dollar menus basically don't even exist anymore. Because it wasn't that long ago that I was in college. And back then, like, every place had a dollar menu. These places you'll find, like, the bare minimum stuff if they even have one. At all. You can get a free Whopper because of the Wendy's announcement. Wait, did they do that through their app? I actually don't have any of those apps downloaded. The only one I have it for is Domino's. Like any of the apps for any kind of fast food place or anything. And the only reason I have it for Domino's is because they have a 15% off anytime you order through their app. So it literally makes no sense to buy from there unless you're using the app. But I haven't bothered actually using it anywhere else. Also, normally you'd want to do that anyway, so the meal is ready by the time you get there. Yeah, aside from Domino's, I have never bothered downloading any fast food app. Probably because I feel like I'd be guilted into eating more fast food than I would otherwise. Whereas the only reason I do it for Domino's is out of both cost efficiency and you get your food quicker if you do it that way. Wait, you mean the new... Oh! Are you talking about the new tarot card we got? Was for Wild Plains? Oh, I didn't even think about that. That a tarot card would make it not possible. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But yeah, one of the tarot cards there could have had high durability. Which means the only two left then are Cinder Mirage and Drock Zoom. Which are kind of funny because those were the last two kingdoms that were added before they started adding kingdoms again. Though, of course, we might always get a new kingdom that could end up being like that. But yeah, that would mean Cinder Mirage and Drock Zoom are the final two. Now we can still one-shot with Super Quick Kill Dust Devil. not too big a deal if we can't use that team anymore, because then you would just use the 25 damage version. That works in almost every kingdom, unless they have something ultra tanky like the gates or something.
Mana surge. Mana surge. Mana surge.
25 damage version? Yeah, it's Sister Superior, Dust Devil, double Ironhawk. It takes like a second longer per fight, but it's almost the same thing. You have to click twice as many times, and it's about a second longer. But you just double cast instead of single cast. It's the same team you would run for running Paloozas. Except we might eventually have to do it for verse farming as well if they nerf every good location. Because that team will always work regardless of how high they go with durability. It'd be impossible for them to block it from every location. Or there are a handful where it doesn't work, but a good majority of them do. I'm not sure the whole list. But it's like 20-something different kingdoms it still works in. On Explore one specifically, of course. Another indirect nerf to Ironhawk? Well, that technically isn't a nerf to Ironhawk until they nerf every kingdom. Until it's not possible to do the 3 Ironhawk version anywheres, I wouldn't consider it a nerf. As long as there's at least one kingdom left where it can be ran, it's not nerfed yet. Once there's 0, then yes, it's going to be a big nerf day. As it would slow down verse farming by about 10%, what it can currently do. Which isn't that big a deal, but it is quite a hefty nerf nonetheless. That's not the case quite yet, but we are inching closer. Where's all my purple? Where's all of our good mana? He just denies it immediately. Yeah, a lot of locations this week are completely crippled by the double 10% that we have. It actually covers a surprisingly wide range. I saw that when I was doing Cinemirage earlier. I didn't do it for that long, but I was doing it for a little bit. I didn't realize it affected Droxzoom, but yeah, I guess it does, because if it's Dwarf, there's a lot of Dwarfs in Droxzoom. And with 10%, one of them is definitely going to be tanky enough to live. For sure. So yeah, this week's a horrible week for it, then. Luckily, I don't need to do it this week, so we can kind of ignore it for the most part. Luckily. Hello, Gerudo! Welcome, welcome. Yes, you do generally need 2 kingdoms when, well, not really. When you're doing a gap, you do need to hop kingdoms, but you can do it on any Explore level 1. It doesn't matter what your location is. I always do it on where I verse farm, because why not? But it does not actually matter where you do, where you use a Palooza at all. The only thing that matters is that you have the kingdom set to Explore 1. But locationally, you can do it wherever. Like, it doesn't matter where you do it. I always do it where I normally verse farm, but it's not required to do it where you normally verse farm. You just have to have the kingdom set to explore 1, which are, of course, my verse farming kingdoms. But you can set any kingdom to verse 1. It doesn't have to be the good ones. Because your drop table for doing Paloozas is the same regardless where you go. So if you keep getting mimics, you can just keep hopping from verse 1 to verse 1. Or not verse 1, I mean explore 1 to verse... explore 1 to explore 1, I meant to say. Like, it's not kingdom dependent at all. What is kingdom dependent is verse farming with the triple Ironhawk team. As you need everything other than the mythic to be 20 damage range. Oh, so did I ever hand out the second code yet? I don't think I have. Oh, so I would love if you stopped silencing everything I need. There we go. Luckily we have cleanse, so it doesn't matter too much. Wasting a few seconds there. Ah, there we go. Alright, what do we need? We'll grab all of that green, grab our splody. Are we going to revamp any of our Guild War teams? If we are actually getting Guild War soon, I will. Though at this point, I don't think we're ever getting Guild War. No, we have, obviously are, but until I physically see Guild War occurring, I assume we're not getting Guild War. Even if the game says we're getting Guild War in like 4 days, we're probably not getting Guild War in 4 days. Until we physically have another Guild War, I'm not counting that we have a Guild War yet. Even if it says literally tomorrow is Guild War, I'll believe it when it's actually here. Because it has gotten delayed like 5 times now. Can you use the triple Ironhawk team in Volpacia? I don't believe so. I don't remember what is too tanky there, but I'm pretty sure something was too tanky there. I don't remember what off the top of my head, though. But I'm pretty sure something was slightly too tanky, making it not possible. Yeah, they did Guild War for Switch this week and had to remove it because it was so bugged. And if they do the same for PC mobile, and as well as consoles, I'm pretty sure the same thing will happen. Which means we're probably not getting it until patch. And patch is until like 2 or 3 weeks from now. It's like mid-March, early mid-March. Likely closer to mid. Which actually, if it is mid-March, this might be the longest we've ever gone into a year before the first patch hits for the year. Like, you know, as far as major patches are concerned. Because our last patch was mid-December. We have not had a patch in like a little over 2 months, like 2.5 months now. It'll be slightly over 3 months by the time we get next patch. I gotta double check. We should have like 17 minutes on our timer. Just want to see where we are. 19 minutes. Nice. Okay, let's keep going. We're 2/3 of the way there. Question. Sometimes you use wand and not all your troops get cleansed. That's because they're cursed. The way that curse works, as well as bless, is they only apply their status effects that they do naturally if the opposite effect isn't on the troop. So normally a bless will do cleanse as an extra effect, and curse will do dispel as an extra effect. But they don't do this when there's already the opposite effect on them. So if you try cursing something that is blessed, they will not get dispelled. But similarly, if you try blessing something that is cursed, which is what your situation was, it will not get cleansed. What happens is the bless gets rid of the curse, and then if you do it again, it'll get cleansed, as well as gets blessed. But initially, you just cancel each other out without doing the effect. And it works both ways. So if you're ever not getting cleansed on a unit or two, that means they were cursed, which just cancels out the curse. but doesn't actually apply to cleanse or bless. The solution to that is just cast wand twice. And that applies to all curses and blesses in the game, not just wand. Yeah, no problem. Always love a starting board where we get the Thrall going. If you submitted a YouTube short, you bet it would get popular. If I picked the right clip. I'd probably fish for a ton of old streams to do that. The problem is, doesn't YouTube still pay like 0 for shorts though? Did they ever fix monetization with shorts? Because people were getting like millions of views and getting paid like a few bucks. Like it gets eyes on your channel, but unless you have content to put those eyes onto, I think you make like almost 0 from YouTube shorts. Like 1 million views on a YouTube short, I think is like barely 10 bucks. Maybe 100 at absolute best. Compared to if it was a video, it'd be like $10,000, $20,000 or something for 1 million views. But the same thing on a short is like less than 10% of that. It's absurdly like non-existent. I'm not sure if TikTok or other places are monetized better in that way, because I've never used them a single time. But I know on YouTube it's really absurdly bad. Like they're only used to get traffic to other things. But if you don't have the content to really traffic towards, it's not really going to do much. We'd make a lot more money selling shorts on OnlyFans. That's a funny joke, Tyrion. We're not that desperate for money. Honestly, I'm not even desperate for money at all right now. Like, making more money, I really should do. But I don't have, like, a dire need to make more money right now. Like, if I'd literally made 0 all this year, like, I wouldn't, like, die from debt. Like, obviously, you would ideally want to make more than that. 0, literally 0, or negative amount, technically. Which that would be if you actually made 0, it would technically be a negative number. But, like, I wouldn't, like, die financially if it was to happen. Well, ideally, obviously, we'd be wanting to make more than what we're doing now, which is, like, nearly nothing. But I don't know, unless I really get desperate for money, I don't feel like I would ever try to, like, make money in a sense. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, my desire to make money is based on how critical it would be for me to survive. Because I really don't care about money for the most part. Like, it's something that's like a basic necessity that you obviously need to some degree to survive. But I have no intention to ever try making a ton of money. You wouldn't die from death. What's my retirement plans? That's the best part. I have none. I have no clue what my retirement plans are. Though it would depend heavily on if I get any inheritance or not from any side of the families. But assuming none, then I have no clue. Assuming I do, I'm just investing all of it. Or even just leaving it in what it is. Because a lot of it would be housing that could be rented out and stuff like that. Also, a lot of it's concentrated in the same area as well. You literally just get a manager, pay them like 10 or 20% and just not even deal with it. So lottery tickets? No. I don't think anyone in my entire family on either side has won the lottery. To any degree bigger than like a 5-figure number. Like, you know, when I say win lottery, I mean like win lottery, not like get some of your money back from the losses over the years. You know, no one on, which is kind of surprising given how many people are on like my mom's side of the family. Like literal like dozens upon dozens. Because she had like a dozen kids. Or not a dozen kids, she didn't. But her mom had like a dozen kids. So her side of the family is like gigantic. Like absolutely massive. Selling bodily fluids. Yeah, a lot of blood banks been getting a lot less blood. I'm not sure what they pay for it, but a lot of things like that been going like up in price. Like how much they'll pay you for it. I never bothered doing anything like that. It is always an option technically if you were like really pressed for money. Donating blood, donating plasma, donating whatever else they do for it. I think if you have a ton of hair, you could even donate here or something. I think blood, plasma, and something else are like the main ones they normally go for. A lot less people have been donating lately, so I think they actually pay up higher these days. For living the retired life now. Honestly, I almost am, to a degree. Oh, yeah, where's the second code? I was just talking about that and then never handed it out, did I? Let me go do that right now. Let me go do that. Let me go get the code. I don't know, money's just a really weird thing. Mostly because of everyone starting at a different number. Because some people are really disadvantaged for it. They'll be born with like some kind of health condition that will just like sap all their money or something similar, as well as being born into a family that has like none. And then there'll be other people who can literally just live on their inheritance forever and just invest like a small portion of it and literally make like tens of thousands a year by doing literally nothing. Like, it's such a wide range. Money's always just a really weird concept in that regard. Because some people have like an unfathomable amount to such a degree that their money just makes so much money that even if you worked a 3 or 6 figure job, you wouldn't even make as much as their money makes. Like, not how much they make from doing any job, just the money of their money. Making more money. And then there's other people who are like the other side of the spectrum where like they're in debt so much that they could work full time and not even cover their debt costs. And just get in an infinite flow of debt that never gets fixed ever. That's one thing I have avoided. I have never been in debt and never have been. I did all of college without doing debt, though I did just stop at a bachelor's degree. I mean, associate's degree, I mean. But, I've never taken on debt for anything. And intend to never do so. Because getting to an endless spiral of debt is, like, the worst nightmare ever. Where your debt incurs so much more debt that working full-time doesn't even pay off your debt interest. Like, that's the worst situation to be in. Like, the exact inverse of your investments literally making, like, 6 figures a year, or even just, like, tens of thousands. Like, the exact inverse of that is having so much debt that you work 40-plus hours a week, even 60 hours, and that's still not even enough to pay off your debt. Plus all the other things you might have to pay for. As far as basic necessities. Just such a wide range. Luckily, I'm in the middle. We are safely in the middle. What do we need here? We'll take that one. Though I do have to say, though, streaming is probably, like, the easiest job in existence. Like, just YouTube and streaming in general. Or so just streaming specifically. Like, it's basically not even a job yet. It still somehow makes money, which is, like, the weirdest thing ever. There's just a huge disparity between things that can make money and things that don't. The things that you would do as a hobby and then can also still be money-based. Just such a weird system. Which is why I've never really cared about money. Because the disparity on what you can do to get it is just so unbalanced. They need to do a patch for real life at some point. Because it is a very absurdly unbalanced system. I said hello, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Did you summon Crisp? Apparently. And then there also comes to, like, the moral side of money. Like, what you would do for money. Because during the crypto boom, I could have probably made, like, double or triple how much we made that year. If I would have taken even half the crypto offers I got. Like, you know, back in, like, 2021 or so when crypto was going absolutely crazy? There was a lot of people making match 3 crypto games. And I was offered everything from hundreds of dollars to like thousands of dollars to actually cover stuff for it. And I never did a single one of them. Mostly from a moral stance. Because they were all very obviously just cash grab kind of things. Just trying to get some kind of whale to spend a ton in it. Because if they got even one person, they would make all their money back instantly. If Gems of War offered me to promote their gem offers, would you do it? If they would allow me to talk honestly about it, I would. But if it were just to, like, blindly promote it, I don't know. It depends to what degree. It would depend on a lot of factors. Your off would say absolutely not. I don't know, it depends if the offer's worth it or not. Because there's a lot of offers that are worth it in Gems of War and a ton that are very much not worth it. And then the gray area in between of things that are like maybe worth it if you have like a lot of disposable income. Like, for example, the 16 deed books this week for 50 bucks. Well, like, that is not worth it unless you have a lot of disposable income. If it is, then relative to, like, the rest of the game, it's okay value. But for the average person, it is super absurdly not worth doing that offer. Though I'm very surprised that when they ended up doing Puzzle Quest 3, they never offered me any kind of thing to like promote the game or anything. I'm not sure if they just expected I would just naturally. But I'm actually really surprised they never did. They offered me a trip to Australia to promote the worst gem offer. Oh no, what is there even to do in Australia these days? I guess a lot. It's kind of like one of those things just off in the middle of nowhere, though. Also, that blinding light. Oh, gosh. I really need to figure out a new lighting situation for this room. Because whenever I stream, particularly at night, I think is the issue. Like, if I stream for, like, a couple hours at night, because I noticed on our longer streams when we go to almost midnight, that light right there that lights my face is so glaring after a while. Like, it's not as bad during the day. Actually, a lot of times I actually have it even off during the day. But when streaming later at night, that's just such a glaring light. I've been meaning to get new lighting in this room for so long and just keep putting it off. Really need to at some point. A light broke in the kitchen today, too. Or not even today, a couple days ago. I didn't even mention it. But since we're talking about lights... And when I say broke, I mean like broke. The covering on it like came off. Actually, I almost died from that when I was a kid. You know those coverings that go on the lights? On like chandeliers and other things. It's basically just like a single covering that normally covers around a bulb. Just so there's not like an exposed bulb. I almost died when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Somewhere around there. Because it was a new house that was getting done. And, you know, everything's just being installed and everything. And a lot of it was freshly installed. And one of those was, you know, a fan with a light fixture kind of thing. You know, like standard kind of ceiling light thing with a fan on it. But the covering for the light covering thing was very, very loose. And I was playing on the floor mat in the room. Like, you know, one of those things where you, like, ride cars on and it has, like, a bunch of designs like that. I was playing on something like that, and it fell literal inches from me. I mean, not inches. It was like a couple feet. But close enough that like some of the glass hit me. Not that it like whacked me on the head and literally killed me. Obviously, we're here. But close enough that some of the shards of glass actually ran into me. Surprisingly, did not make me bleed. But still enough to feel it like rush up against my clothing. But I almost fell like right on my head if I was just like a few feet over. Like if that would have whacked my head, I would literally be dead. Or have like some kind of substantial head injury from it. What is there even to do in Australia? I guess a lot. Well, you know what I mean. From a tourism perspective, I feel like there'd be a ton to do in Australia if you were like never in Australia before. But I can't think of a single thing. Like I would assume there's something to do in Australia. But I come up with literally nothing off the top of my head right now. Like, if I could think of, like, areas of Europe and other places, it's like, oh, there's this, there's that. But if I think of Australia, there's not a single thing that, like, immediately comes to mind. Like, oh, there's this, there's that. At least not immediately. Obviously, if you, like, research some into it, things would come up. But just off the top of my head, I can't really think of what that would be, but I assume there'd be a lot. It's a pretty big area. They're literally surrounded by water. They kind of have to have a lot going on. They kind of have to be a little more self-sufficient than other areas. Obviously, they have imports, but it's not as easy to import compared to other areas. They have a big rock there. Get a spider bite there. Yeah, don't they have, like, crazy spiders? Like, absurdly gigantic spiders? That makes, like, everywhere else, like, look microscopic in comparison. Oh, no worries. This area has a shark issue as well. It's only gotten worse over time. I don't think there's that many deaths around here. Like, shark-related deaths. But the actual shark population has grown. But the actual death ratio of deaths to sharks in this area, I think, are about the same it's always been. But I think it's just from less people going into the water, or people going into the water just being more experienced, like surfers and stuff, compared to just, like, an average person going in. Everything in Australia has the ability to kill you. They must have an interesting ecosystem overall, given how separated they are from every other, like, area. Because obviously, in the case of every other country pretty much in existence for the most part, or continents, you know, they're not connected to other things. Whereas Australia is kind of just out on its own, in the middle of nowhere. It's really isolated. So I think we used up our booster. Let me go check. We either have like 1 minute left or it's done. Yep, it's done. Hey, Trippy's ready. No, it's been an hour. But anyways, guys, we're going to be calling it here for now. We will be back tomorrow, same time as always, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. We are mostly going to be doing Bounty Hunter, as I'm not going to be covering a video on it. However, one thing I will be covering a video on is the new Mythic, which is coming out in like, what, 5 hours from now. If I don't crash tonight, we should have it out very, very early, as assuming I stay up long enough, I'm going to be covering it the second it comes out, so we'll probably have the video up about an hour and a half, 2 hours after reset, most likely, assuming I don't crash tonight. So that's going to be the game plan. So we'll see how that goes and go from there. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time. Best of luck if you're going to be trying for the Mythic tomorrow. It's actually a pretty good one. We're probably going to go for 3 copies, so I don't advise really going beyond 2. But, oh no, we're gonna get 3 and just see what it can do. We're definitely not gonna need 4, but I will try the 3 method. Try it with Tesla, try it with Stellarix, see which one might work better. I'm pretty sure Stellarix, but obviously Tesla is the way cheaper way of doing it, as you don't need a Stellarix for it. But, I don't know, let's mess around with it, see what we can do, and go from there. Anyways, guys, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.